Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I dismantle and service repair a set of Liveryman horse clippers. I'm Simon and welcome to Outside Saddlery. First thing to look at then, clippers themselves. They're looking pretty good condition, bit of dirt in them but nothing too bad, no cracks on the casing, filter looks a bit blocked. The customer reported that they actually went pop and stopped working, which is a sign that something's wrong inside. You can see I've serviced them before, so a couple of years back. I might as well do whilst they're here some of my checks before the pat test at the end. So we're going to check a cable for damage, see what we can see on there. Run through it all properly later. Check the plug, it's a UK spec plug. It's a 3-pin, should have a 3 amp fuse. Oh. As we can see, there's a 3 amp fuse. Run some checks on that later if I have an issue. No obvious damage to the cable, it's a bit dirty but nothing too bad. Just leave that out of the way a minute. Now, first thing we need to get rid of on this is the clipper head. So that's this side here. You can't get the body apart because it splits apart here until we take this off. So we have a tensioner. The tensioner sets come unscrewed easy enough. Small spring. I always put them back together because they disappear otherwise. As you can see, they decide to roll around where they like. This one's got 2 screws in there then. I'm going to remove them. You don't have to use an electric screwdriver if you don't want to, it's just quicker. So once that's free, the whole part here comes apart. So it's simple enough to be there. Funny enough, you can't get these apart until you take the gears and that apart from inside it. So we'll leave that till a bit later. This one here then, inside there's a nice little plate. We have 4 smaller screws there. Can't be bothered to change the bit. Let's go for a screwdriver. One out. Two out. 3 out. The last one. There's not too much dirt in these as horse clippers go. So this head now then just pulls off of there. This can push out of here, you can get this part off of the plastic. I tend to leave it together purely for the fact that when you do it, damages some of the lugs and sometimes it can be a bit loose. Body itself then, quick turn on the motor. Feels a little bit rough. I'm going to guess that the brushes are probably on their way out. So we've got 5 screws here. A little bit rusty but not too bad. Let's loosen them up, see where we get to. Excuse my fat hand being in the way. Some of these can be tight. That one's really tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Try and keep these together if you can, because they do have a habit of popping apart and all the bits inside just fall out. With the pressure off of that, it's a lot easier to get that filter out. If we have a quick look at the filter, you can see it's fairly blocked. It's not too bad, but it is fairly blocked. This is where your airflow comes through, so if your airflow is not coming through, it will cause your clippers to overheat. So a little bit of pressure off of that, and it's in 2 halves. You can see there where we've got our interior of our clippers. So we've got our motor, we've got a fan, We've got 2 bearings. We've got our brushes, which are quite worn up there. Commuter ring, which is not too bad as it goes. This is a thermo fuse. The switch on this is messing about. It doesn't click very well. Your mains wire coming in. Notice there's only 2 wires there. So although we've got a 3-pin plug for the UK spec one, although this is a 3-pin plug, it's all moulded, so I can't do nothing with it. This one is not actually connected, so the earth wire isn't connected at all. It's only the 2 down there. So 2 wires, double insulated. If you want to know about your pat test. The switches in there. Underneath there is a condenser, which I'm guessing is going to be the thing that's wrong, and a little cable clamp. The spring here then, and these springs just hold the brushes in place. This one holds the motor in place. So let's remove these. Go that way. Don't need that really. Could have done this with my electric one if I was clever. It's all the way over there. Miles away. Two more little screws there then. These are the wire. I'm going to disconnect the wire. Brown is that side, blue is this side, so we're live and now neutral. When you undo these, you just want to make sure they're loose all the way through. Once you get so far, you should be able to pull them out. And go. So I can lose the wire, don't need that for the time being. Now to get these apart. These will go flying if I do them, so I'm going to take them out first. So I'm just going to lift the brush up. There goes the spring. One side there, lift the brush up, there goes the brush there. We'll have a look at them later because they are quite badly worn then. The motor itself is going to just lift up, comes to that point there, and this part here with the circuit board on it, she lifts up somehow. Oh mate, that's in tight. There we go. Lifts up from there and they're attached on there. We can take this whole thing out if we want to. So we've got our 2 halves for case and our motor assembly there. So strata can come out in the middle there, or the rotor can come out in the middle there. 2 little sealing rubbers. Bearing's pretty good at that end. Bearing's pretty good at that end. No damage to the iron. No damage to any of the brush marks there. That's that side sorted. These ones here can come apart. So there's some 3 wires there. So we've got our rest of our motor there. No obvious damage to that. I've just noticed in here, there's my little screwdriver, this one I do. I don't know if you can see it on that video screen. See there's a little bit of oil there. Shouldn't be any oil really there. There's a little bit of greasy sort of type of oil there, which is a sign. The condenser there, which is what I said about, is worn out. So if we see how big and exploded that is out from there. There's also a sign there of a bit of damage. It may have overheated at some point. So we'll have a look. I've got some spare ones of these and we'll see where we get to there. So that is your Clippers party, the main motor part, all done. This one here then, this is the clipper head. Let's lose these a bit. Clipper head then, so they're attached together, you can't get them apart just yet. And here we've got a little circlip. So we're going to remove that circlip. These can go flying as well if you're not careful. Just going to put a little lever behind it and push it off of that spindle, he says. It decides not to come off. And there it is. Great little bit to lose. This gear is now free, so we should be able to shake this all apart. There it goes. We have a cog in there, which is a reduction gear. Part of our head. And now these 2 screws can pull out from there as well. On these things, you can't really get these apart. These are pushed on, probably hydraulically. Sometimes you have a screw thread in there. These ones haven't. This all feels good as well. Now the airflow comes through that fan, goes through the motor, cools this out and blows back out through this clipper head. So when your blades are in there and it's all full of hair, it restricts the airflow coming out of the clipper body. These pathways there with a bit of hair in them actually flow right through and come out on that side. So all that needs a good clean. That's going to need replacing. That's going to need replacing. And then brushes are going to need replacing. So I'll sort some of this out and we'll come back right to you.